Hello, Aries. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. Aries, we're getting into the Alki deck. We're going to look at your energy. What is it that you're struggling with? What greatness about yourself that you don't see? And how can you turn your weakness into your strength? All right, Aries. Let's say, Aries, your energy is leadership, provocation, and power. So you want to do it. You want to be the one to do it. You want to tell others how to do it. You just want to get in there and do it. All right. What are you struggling with? Curiosity, destiny, and search. Wow. It's kind of like, yeah, I want to find it. I want to be the one to go and I want to, what's my destiny? Who am I destined to lead? How am I destined to be a leader? Actually, I find it funny. I don't think Aries wants to lead other people for the most part. It's like maybe have control over their own life more. Maybe that's what this is. Maybe that's what that is. Provocation, to instigate. You might like to push buttons. You might push buttons here as well. Search. You're searching for your destiny. That's what you're struggling with. Maybe you're already in your destiny. What greatness about yourself do you not see? Untamed, wild, and mysterious. Who knows what the hell Aries is doing today? Who knows? That's awesome. That's a great thing about you. Just like, maybe you're over here, maybe you're over there. You're untamed. You can't hold Aries back. You're mysterious. You're wild. Yeah, actually, it's kind of interesting. I guess I would say Aries definitely has that type of energy. How can you turn your weakness into a strength? Emerge, enlightenment, mindfulness, and rise up. Come out of the quagmire, the gook. At the bottom you have... Jeez Louise. This is so funny. This is a really interesting energy. It's very different from Aquarius and Pisces. Aquarius, they were the Metamorphosis card, right? And at points in the reading, it kind of felt like they were, maybe I don't even want to push out of the chrysalis right now. I don't know. Or maybe struggling trying to put, you're like, I got a fucking sword and I'm going to cut myself out of the chrysalis. So, Metamorphosis, transcend, journey. This is your underlining. Lying, justice, fierce commitment. Yeah, I don't know whose energy you're picking up. This is quite the Aries, whoever this is. So you're a provocative leader. You incite, you instigate people to do things. Let's see, we're going into the tarot now. Maybe your name is Regina? Regina? That's a place in Saskatchewan. Capital. I know, we got some weird things here. Montreal. I went there. I went to, my son and I we took the Via train to Montreal. Montreal. And we're on the subway and I'm looking at the stops, right? And I'm saying them like in my English head and going, okay, that's Mount Royal. That ain't how they say it on the announcement. They don't say Mount Royal. Mont Royal. Literally like that. I'm like, oh, I like that. Say that again. Yeah, Mont Royal. And Guy Laurent. I'm like, yeah, I knew it. I mean, come on. I'm in Canada. You're French all the time. We have to take it in school. Whatever. And I went to France years ago. But, you know, you forget. You forget that it is the language that sounds like you're a dramatic poet. Why not? If you're going to waste your time speaking, if you're going to spend energy speaking, instead of saying Mount Royal, Mont Royal. All right. So your energy. A 7 of coins. That's interesting. So you're like, well, I don't know. What fruit should I be picking? What is the right place to go? I don't know. It's almost like you're a leader without a flock. It's like a leader without a flock. How to instigate somebody? I might be trying to come up with a new way here to push somebody's button. Honestly, I think so. You look like, whoever I'm picking up on here, this is somebody who's trying to come up with a new way to get somebody to do something or to provoke somebody here. What's a new way to provoke someone? Yeah, you look like you're a little provoker. Okay. What is it you're struggling with? Curiosity, destiny, search. This is the fucking devil. Where's the devil? What the fuck? Who is this? What is this? What are you looking for? That's like looking for trouble. Or you're trying to look beyond the devil? Where's the devil? You're curiously looking for the devil. That's what you're struggling with. No, it's like the devil's telling you can't go, but you can. Because look, right? Like if you look at this card, it's all psychological here. He could totally go out. This is the whole, I love this deck because it really shows you very symbolically through the artwork, the journey of the Fool in the major arcana of the tarot. And there he is. He's found himself. A devil got a hold of him, put him in the cage. The cage is wide open because the devil does recognize, the devil does to some degree play to the rules where there is self-will is very important. Well, no, it's not just very important. It is a rule in our universe. Self-will is. So when you, I wonder if that just plays out because the devil is sort of like the master of the physical. So if you physically hold someone back, that's karma. You can't do it, or you're just not allowed if it's devil energy. Because the gate's open, but right? So the devil uses other things, uses your mind, uses your heart, all sorts of things, like to convince you that you can't come out of the cage. You're struggling with, maybe you're struggling with looking for destiny and curiosity. How? Because you think you're in the cage. You think you're in the cage. You think somebody is holding you back. You think you're held back. So you're struggling with finding your destiny. You're searching for life. And in what way are you trying to... Well, you may not be trying to provoke someone. You might be trying to come up with a different plan. If you were trying to provoke someone in the past, right? That's not the thing. That's not what you're doing today. Because the Seven of Pentacles is what you've done yesterday is not what you need to do today to move forward and find success, right? Like if we've picked all the low-bearing fruit off of a tree and then we just do that by sitting on the bench and reaching up and grabbing that fruit, a few days later, we're going to go and sit on that bench and we're not going to be able to reach any of the fruit. So, you know, the plan that you were sitting on the bench is not going to get you what you've had before. You're going to have to go find a ladder. You're going to have to put in more effort. But that's interesting because you're struggling with, it's almost like you feel like, well, the devil's making me sit here. I can't reach up and pick more fruit. The greatness about yourself, and you're wild. Maybe you could just go to another tree. Like if you don't want to use ladders, you could just go on to another tree. Death, the death card. This is so curious because I said, like, it's like this. I don't know if the collective in general is going through a really big transformation. Because it's like you're going to cut your way out of that motherfucker chrysalis. It's not going to hold you back. And in here, you're wild, mysterious, death and rebirth. But Scorpio energy, the things about you that people don't know, that's what's really cool. That's what's really good. The untamed, wild, the mysterious part is really accentuated with the death card in Scorpio. I don't know what that has to do with like the price of sliced bread, like with the other ones, but it's a good thing that's a great thing about you. People don't know what the fuck you're doing. Or there's things about you that people don't know. That's great. Maybe too, even some sort of rebirth here that you have been through. Because you cut that. It's like literally looking at somebody who's just like, I cut that chrysalis open. Here, look at it. No. Yeah, well, whichever way. Okay. How you can turn your weakness into a strength? Well, it's like literally to stand up out of that chair, right? If it feels like there's a chair here that the devil's told you need to sit in, or you're convinced that you do need to sit in that chair to pick the fruit, you could stand up. You go get a ladder. You do it differently. The Three of Swords. Rise up out of any sort of heartache here. Rise up out of any conflicts that your mind and your heart may have encountered. And just be, it's almost like lean into this. Really lean into this and just, yeah, maybe you don't need a new plan. Like you look like you're trying to make a new plan. But this is there's no plans here. This is more like a no plan card energy. That's the greatness about you, that you don't, right? Like you can go through death and rebirth, and maybe you do it in a very, what's maybe even seems like a very chaotic way. That's the greatness about you. If you're struggling with finding destiny in life, or searching for something here because the devil has got you, the devil does not have you. The devil can't control you because you are uncontrollable. Say, you are uncontrollable, Aries. Remember that. Hold me down. Oh no, I've got to keep on moving. Nothing gonna break my stride. I think that song is sort of coming in here. The devil, the Empress, the Ten of Coins, the Page of Swords, maybe you're looking for something that's really predictable. Well, I don't know. It's not to say that that's a bad thing, but you're struggling with, I don't know, to some degree, it almost feels like somebody that might have a lot of the entrapments of life here. With the Empress and the Ten of Coins. You see the entrapments of life. Either you feel like life could trap you, because you are wild. That's the greatness about you. You're wild and untamed. You could see things that you may feel like could trap you. That's also interesting. There is instigate. Maybe people try to be bossy with you. Maybe people try to lead you. People try to lead you, and you struggle with like trying to find your destiny here, but maybe you're always finding situations that try to trap you. But I would say you should probably try to avoid those, because the greatness about you is this wild, untamed, mysterious self. The Seven of Coins. So interesting. The Six of Coins. Very negotiable here. The Five of Cups. The Queen of Swords. It kind of gives me like your energy is sort of like maybe there's a realization here that you can't make people be fair. You can't make people be fair with you. You can't make people reciprocate. You can't. You're seeing something very clearly. This devil. Let's look at the wild you. Wild and untamed. And mysterious. Definitely mysterious energy here. This is great about you. Okay, the Death card. The Eight of Wands. The Seven of Swords. Nobody knows where you're going. What you doing? Like, the Two of Swords. Well, you might not either. No, you might not either. No, or you do. No, I feel like you do. What's with the Two of Swords? I feel like there's something about you that is like, it's almost like a wild horse. And the minute you lasso the wild horse and you try to contain it, it loses all of the whole reason you liked the wild horse in the first place. And there's sort of this element here to you where you might leave people really like kind of guessing or second guessing what's going on with you. The Palace of Coins. Oh, see, the Two of Swords. You're trying to... The Sun. And the Queen of Cups. I really feel like that there's something... Are you finding your way there? You might be finding your way there in your own kind of like wild and zigzaggy, dynamic, mysterious way. And there has something to do with destiny for you. I think it is. You may be feeling like it's something that could try to trap you or keep you contained in a very unhealthy way. And it's almost as if you're stumbling towards your destiny. But it also feels like it has like all of the elements plus one that feel like entrapment. At least based on how like whatever the cards want to talk to you about today. Right? I'm not saying like you go through your whole life like worried about every little thing. Maybe you do. But just the way these cards are coming across right now, because the Sun and the Queen of Cups, so this feels like it's your destiny, and it feels nice. It feels like love. It feels like emotional happiness and well-being and sharing that. That's what you don't see. What you don't see is that you are stumbling towards, to some degree, I would say ecstasy, whatever that means to you. With the Palace of Coins, the Sun and the Queen of Cups, you are stumbling towards ecstasy. And you might be like, well, I don't see my destiny here. It doesn't look too good. Or if it looks good, it's only good on the surface. It's not good deep inside. To turn your weakness into a strength is to rise up. Rise up out of the Three of Swords. Rise up. The Nine of Swords. Wow. Rise up out of your mind. Get out of your mind here. The Three of Swords. The Ten of Wands. The King of Cups. And the Star. This is definitely trust your feelings. If you are having a problem between your feelings and your mind right now, you should trust your feelings. By stopping yourself from overthinking, or almost like being consciously aware of when you feel a certain way, but your mind is telling you that you shouldn't. Or your mind is coming up with reasons that you shouldn't feel a certain way. Is definitely to release yourself of the burden, of the emotional burden. Is to release your emotions and not see them as a burden. That's it. To release your emotions and not see them as a burden. That's how you can turn your weakness into your strength. Because your emotions are not your weakness here. Your mind is not your weakness either, but your mind is acting in a way to weaken you as a whole. Does that make sense? That's what I'm seeing here. The Moon at the bottom, the Eight of Coins, the Hermit. The Hermit, the Eight of Coins, and the Moon. It's almost like somebody who spends a lot of time working or focusing on their work. Could be spiritual work too. Or could be trying to work your way through an illusion. I'm going to go do your extended, Aries. Sorry, the song is so strong in my head. The rhythm, I almost started speaking. Hold me down. No. Okay, what is your inner soul asking of you right now? What's your greatest achievement yet to come? That's what I'm going to ask in the extended. There are two options in the description below for the extended if you would like to follow me there. Thank you so much, Aries. Until next time, be gentle with yourselves. Bye.